Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet. Before reciting Srimad Bhagvatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Srimad Bhagvatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagvatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Param Ananda Pathaya Prema Varsha Aksharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namastute. Parama Ananda Pathaya. Again, we were talking about this. One should do everything in a very happy and joyful mood. Same is coming here. Parama Ananda. One should study Srimad Bhagavatam with lot of Ananda, with utmost happiness, with very, very cheerful mood. Paramananda Pathaya Prema Varsha Aksharayati. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are showering the rain of love of Godhead. Sarvada, always. Sarva, everyone. Sevyaya. Everyone at all times should worship or do service. Service means read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Shri Krishnaya Namastute, because this is not different from Krishna. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. So thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas, for joining. We are reading Granth Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8. Lord Nrsimhadev slays the king of demons, referring to Hiranyakashipu here. So we read till text number 10 yesterday. Hiranyakashipu, this was the third meeting. For those who missed that, this was the third meeting of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. When Chand and Amar, the teachers, brought him, back, or brought this news that this son of yours is not only become a devotee himself, but has spoiled the whole school. Everyone has become a devotee of the Lord because he has been preaching. So, according to their terms, he had spoiled everyone because he was a devotee himself, and devotee likes to share. And in very little time, everyone turned into wonderful devotees. The father was very, very angry and said, "What is the secret behind your success?" Everyone asked that, right? What's your secret behind? What's the strength or the secret behind your power? Why are you so fearless? He said, "My dear father," he was very calm, quite composed. On the contrary, Hiranyakashipu was very angry, shouting. His senses were uncontrolled. He said, "My secret is same as your secret. The source of our powers is same. Everyone's power is same, and that is Lord Vishnu. He is the source of all power. He is the source of all strength. And everyone must take shelter of him. Everyone must become Goswami, the controller of mind and senses. And Ekadashi, we were discussing, is the very good way to conquer our mind and senses by engaging all our 11 Ekadasha senses in the service of the master of the senses, Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakti, Uttama. That is the best way to control the biggest enemy, the 6 enemies inside, Mana, Shishtani, Indriyani. So that's what we discussed yesterday. Some of you were not present, so I thought to give a background. Now let's see what is the response of Hiranyakashipu, because Prahlad has spoken this, and certainly he didn't want to hear this. He didn't want to hear the word Vishnu, what to speak of saying, "Oh, my strength." He was so proud. My strength source, I am the source of my strength. How can Vishnu be the source? So let's see what Hiranyakashipu's reaction is. Text number 11, Canto 7, Chapter 8. Shri Hiranyakashipur uvacha vyaktam tvam martu kamosi yo ati matram vikathase mumurshunam hi mandatman nanusyur viklavagiraha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hiranyakashipu replied, "You rascal, you are trying to minimize my value as if you were better than me at controlling the senses? This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands, for this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged in by those about to die." Purport. It is said in the Hitopadesha, Upadesho hi murkhanam prakopaya na shantaye. If good instructions are given to a foolish person, he does not take advantage of them, but becomes more and more angry. Prahlad Maharaj's authorized instructions to his father were not accepted by Hiranyakashipu as truth. Instead, Hiranyakashipu became increasingly angry at his great son, who was a pure devotee. This kind of difficulty always exists when a devotee preaches Krishna consciousness to persons like Hiranyakashipu, who are interested in money and women. The word Hiranya means gold, and Kashipu refers to cushions or good bedding. Moreover, a father does not like to be instructed by his son, especially if the father is demon. Prahlad Maharaj's Vaishnava preaching to his demoniac father was indirectly effective, for because of Hiranyakashipu's excessive jealousy of Krishna and his devotee, he was inviting Nrsimhadev to kill him very quickly. Thus he was expediting his being killed by the Lord himself. Although Hiranyakashipu was a demon, he is described here by the added word Shri. Why? The answer is that fortunately he had such a great devotee son as Prahlad Maharaj. Thus, although he was a demon, he would attain salvation and return home back to Godhead. Such a beautiful verse. Shri Hiranyakashipu Ravaj. In the previous verses, we have seen that sometimes it is just said as Hiranyakashipu Ravaj, but here Shri Hiranyakashipu. So, Hito Upadesha. Hita means beneficial. Upadesh means instructions. So there is a scripture called Hitopadesha, like Updesha, Amrit, etc. When good instructions are given to a person who is full of anger or jealousy, what happens? Upadesho hi murkhanam prakopaya hi na shante. Unka prakop shant nahi. That means their anger does not dilute, rather it increases. Hiranyakashipu was saying, "You rascal, you think that you are a better sense controller and I am just an uncontrolled pig? You think you are better than me?" So yes, actually he was certainly better than Hiranyakashipu, because he had all the good qualities and Hiranyakashipu had all the demoniac qualities. But a demoniac person does not want to hear his bad qualities. And anyone who is giving the best advice, he is considering him to be as his enemy. So there's a great lesson for us actually, that if someone is giving us genuine good advice, we should check ourselves. Am I getting more angry? Am I trying to justify it? Someone will say, "Oh, Subhalas Prabhu, you very, very puffed up. You think you know a lot, but actually you're a fool. But actually I should genuinely introspect that yes, this person, what he is speaking is truth. The natural response would be, how can you say that? Like how Hiranyakashipu is saying, how can you speak ill about me? You don't know? I am Hiranyakashipu, I am great, I have this degree, I am the manager in a company. I fast for Pandam Nirjala Ekadashi, you don't know what you're talking about? So, the natural response is that, but we have to introspect, is this person, what he is speaking or she is speaking, what's the truth in it, and let me take it for my benefit. Like how the famous story of Chitraketu Maharaj, although he had the power to countercurse Mata Parvati, who said that you will be born in a demoniac life as Vritrasur, but Chitraketu did not do so. That's a great lesson, that he does not try to justify, oh, I am right, you are wrong. And neither his anger was increased. He accepted it as Lord's arrangement. But Hiranyakashipu did not accept it. He was thinking Prahlad is fool and he is the best. One who is puffed up with false pride, how can he take anything wrong against him? Or even genuine, good, constructive feedback for his welfare, he also could not take it in a positive way, rather his anger was increased. On the positive note, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Hiranyakashipu had a great son, therefore he is addressed as Shri. So, and we were reading that how anyone in the family becomes a devotee, that's the best thing for that family. That's the best welfare activity for the husband, wife, parents, children, to become a sincere devotee of the Lord, because not only that person is getting benefit, but anyone connected to that person is also getting benefit. That's the best thing one can do to help their family, to help, because fortunately he had a great son like Prahlad Maharaj. As a result, he also went back home, back to Godhead. So this is some of the points from this verse. So some devotees are present on Zoom, some on the free conference call, and some are on both. So at this point I would request those who are present on both to read, and I see Sundari Priya Mataji is present, so both the people can get benefit. So Sundari Priya Mataji, would you like to please read the next verse?
Yes, Prabhuji. Can you hear me okay, or is there an echo?
It's good. We can hear.
Okay. Dhanvat Pranam, please, as with my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 12. Yes, Tvaya Manda Bhagyato Man Anyo Jagad Ishvara Vasuyati Sa Sarvatra Kasmat Stambena Drishyate. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O most unfortunate Prahlad, you have always described a supreme being other than me, a supreme being who is above everything, who is the controller of everyone and who is all-pervading. But where is he? If he is everywhere, then why is he not present before me in this pillar? Purport. Demons sometimes declare to a devotee that they cannot accept the existence of God because they cannot see Him. But what the demon does not know is stated by the Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita 7.25. Naham praksha sarvasya yogamaya smavrata. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by yogamaya. The Lord is open to being seen by devotees, but non-devotees cannot see Him. The qualification for seeing God is stated in Brahma Samhita 5.38. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena stha sadeva hrideshu vilokayanti. A devotee who has developed a genuine love for Krishna can always see him everywhere, whereas a demon not having a clear understanding of the Supreme Lord cannot see him. When Hiranyakashipu was threatening to kill Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad certainly saw the column standing before him, and his father, as he saw that the Lord was present in the pillar to encourage him not to fear in demonic father's words. The Lord was present to protect him. Hiranyakashipu marked Prahlad's observation and asked him, "Where is your God?" Prahlad Maharaj replied, "He is everywhere." Then Hiranyakashipu asked, "Why is he not in the pillar before me?" Thus, in all circumstances, the devotee can always see the Supreme Lord, whereas the non-devotee cannot. Prahlad Maharaj has here been addressed by his father as the most unfortunate. Hiranyakashipu thought himself extremely fortunate because he possessed the property of the universe. Prahlad Maharaj's legitimate son was to have inherited his vast property, but because of his impudence, he was going to die as in his father's hands. Therefore, the demonic father considered Prahlad the most unfortunate because Prahlad would not be able to inherit his property. Hiranyakashipu did not know that Prahlad Maharaj was the most fortunate person within the three worlds because Prahlad was protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such are the misunderstandings of demons. They do not know that a devotee is protected by the Lord in all circumstances. Kaunteya pratijana hi nama me bhakta pranashyati. Jai. So here we see this is the most interesting scene now. Now Hiranyakashipu is in a mood of challenging, and he is threatening to Prahlad Maharaj. He's like, "You are most unfortunate," and that is his way of addressing Prahlad Maharaj, because he's thinking, this little boy, he doesn't understand what the world is all about, and he gets to inherit all this property, become rich, and be his heir. But on the other hand, Prahlad Maharaj is thinking that my father is so unfortunate because he is not getting the mercy of the Lord. So we know, and Srila Prabhupada explaining so beautifully that those who are actually are thinking that they are the controller, they don't know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He is the ultimate controller. He is the reason behind all the name, fame, and everything. So when He manifests, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, He doesn't manifest to those who don't believe in Him and those who are foolish, and until they don't know, and they are covered in the thick covering of Yoga Maya, so they don't understand the personality, what Lord's position is. And Krishna is hides themselves from Him, and He reveals Himself to the devotees who believe, and that's why He's asking such questions. Where is your God? Is He? If He's everywhere, Prahlad Maharaj said He's everywhere, because as a devotee, a pure devotee sees Krishna in everything they do, everything they desire. They see Krishna's hand in it. So Hiranyakashipu is challenging Prahlad Maharaj here. He said, if He's everywhere, why is He not in His pillar? And then now we'll see in the further verses what happens. And in all circumstances, devotee can always see the Supreme Lord, but a non-devotee cannot even fathom that this is what is going on. And Hiranyakashipu is extreme. In real sense, he's the one who is unfortunate, whereas Prahlad Maharaj is the most fortunate person. And because even though why he's been addressed in the previous words, we heard that how Prabhupada explains that he's been addressed as Shri because he is going to get liberated by the hands of the Lord. So we see the fate of all the demons that have been liberated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They always have a better ending in the end. But and because his son is so fortunate, he's going to pass on that liberation to him, and then Lord will always protect his devotee, no matter in whatever circumstance Krishna puts the devotee is always protected. So that's my understanding. Prabhuji, please explain further. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, So, as Mataji so nicely explained, that here demons, this one mentality is, if Krishna is there, bring him in front of me. Is he there in this pillar? And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that don't try to see Krishna. Try to serve Krishna so Krishna wants to see you. And that's our Vaishnava philosophy mood. Because we cannot see Krishna through our blunt senses. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhaved Grihad Indriya. We cannot understand Krishna or see Krishna through our blunt eyes or ears. How can we see? We cannot see, what's behind a particular wall. What to speak of seeing the all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But how can we see? Sevan Mukhehi Jivan. Through the process of devotional service we can see. But demonic people have this kind of mentality. There was a person who said, oh, if God is there, bring him in front of me. If God is there, let the lightning strike me and prove it that the God is there. Well, am I qualified to see God? That's the question we should ask. Krishna is saying, I never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. Naham prakasha sarvasya. Even Mata Kunti says, I am covered by this curtain of Maya. It is not an ordinary cheap thing to see God. It takes a lot of bhakti and sincerity, seriousness to come to that level. If I say, oh, if Prime Minister is there, bring him in front of me. Otherwise there is no Prime Minister. Then what will you all say? This person is a fool. Who is he to see the Prime Minister? I am not qualified to see the Prime Minister. But if Prime Minister from some other important country says, I want to see you, can we have a talk? What will he say? Yes, sure. Right? So he is qualified to meet. So even to meet someone influential in this world, there needs a qualification. Would not there be any qualification to meet the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Certainly there is. And what is that qualification? That qualification is the qualification of bhakti, of one's sincerity, one's seriousness on the path of Krishna consciousness. So, okay, so now Renuka Mataji would like to read, please.
Hare Krishna. Text 30. Soham vikata manasya shirakaya dharamite gopayate haristvadhya yaste sharanam ipshitam. Translation and Sarvapati Bhaktivedanta from Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Now let me see your most worshipable God come to protect you. I want to see it. Purpose. Demons always think that the God of the devotee is fictitious. They think that there is no God and that the so-called religious feelings of devotion to God is but an opiate, a kind of illusion, like the illusions derived from LSD and opium. Hiranyakashipu did not believe Prahlad Maharaja when Prahlad accepted that his Lord is present everywhere, because Hiranyakashipu, as a typical demon, was convinced that there is no God and that no one could protect Prahlada. He felt encouraged to kill his son. He challenged the idea that the devotee is always protected by the Supreme Lord. So here it shows like many times like God is present everywhere, but you need that kind of chakshusha or like that knowledge to see God. So when Duryodhana, everybody see Krishna, Pandavas seeing Krishna, but Pandavas seeing Krishna in a different way, that he's the Supreme Lord and he's the protector. But Duryodhana cannot even realize even though he's physically seeing Krishna. So here the Hiranyakashipu, even though he was seeing Nrsimha Bhagavan, still he is not realizing that God is there. So Prahlad is a devotee, even though he was a 5-year-old boy, so he can realize that God is there and God is present everywhere. That's what I understood, Prabhuji. You can ask.
Thank you so much. It is said that Atma Atma Van Manyate Jagat. Everyone sees things as per their own current state. If someone is, having blue glasses, he or she will see everything blue. If someone is having a demoniac vision, they will see everything in that spirit. So, very important lesson for us here. Demoniac people do not have faith in God or in things in connection with God. That means they think, oh, this is all nonsense. Oh, these scriptures, this God, this Ekadashi, this Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi we were talking about just before. Oh, you are saying 100 generations will... This is all foolishness. This is all fictitious. This cannot happen. Lack of faith in scriptures, lack of faith in Guru, lack of faith in the sadhus is a demoniac quality. Thinking it is all fictitious, it is all fictitious. This is not real thing. Hiranyakashipu thought like that. But Prahlad had firm faith. As Prabir Prabhu was mentioning yesterday, that complete Sharanagati, that my Father, my Lord, my Krishna will always protect me like a child. A child is complete dependent on his elders, his parents, grandparents. They have complete, the child, does not worry, will I get food tonight? In fact, the parents are running after the child, eat, you eat. All the child has done, taken shelter. So, these scriptures, the words of Guru, the words of sadhus, the words of Srila Prabhupada, the words of Srimad Bhagvatam are Achyuta. They are not any Tom, Dick, Harry's words. So we must have firm faith. Not having faith in the words of scriptures is like Hiranyakashipu in our heart. And for a doubting person, there is no hope in this world nor in the next. And faith or Shraddha is the first step in Krishna consciousness. And it has to be strengthened. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kore Sudrida Nishchoy. Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Having firm faith that by rendering this process of bhakti, everything will fall in place. This is not a joke. This is not some fictitious stories. These are real, our history. These are not mythological books. Often people, demoniac, so-called demoniac, the word doesn't mean they have like two horns and, ugly face and this. Demonic people means lack of faith in Krishna and Guru and sadhus and Shastra. They keep these books in mythological section. That means they're like Cinderella or Spider-Man, Superman. No, this is our real history with so much value, so much essence, so much bhakti. So we must have complete faith that the words of scriptures, when Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, Hiranyakashipu thinks that, it's just a statement. But for devotees, it is, their life and soul. The good words of Guru, the words of sadhus, the words of Shastra are the life and soul of a devotee, for a devotee. Must be. Okay. So, anyone else on the platform would like to?
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Haribol?
One question, Prabhuji.
Haribol, can you hear me?
Bhadra Prabhu, can you please wait?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Nayan Prabhu, you have a question? Please go ahead. Because I'm managing two apps, so please bear with me. There are some devotees who are present on one and some on other and some on both. So, yeah. Nayan Prabhu, please go ahead with your question. And then Bhadra Prabhu can share.
Yes, in the part it was mentioned like Hiranyakashipu was convinced that there is no God. But he knew that Vishnu killed his brother Hiranyakashipu, and that is why he was envious with Vishnu, and he knew that Vishnu is stronger than him. Usually people get envious to someone who is stronger than others.
So what's your question again?
My question is like, here it is mentioned like he was convinced that there is no God and no one can protect Prahlad, but he knew that like Vishnu killed his brother Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah, but he didn't consider him as supreme.
Okay. Yeah.
He considered him as, some person as his enemy. If he considered him as supreme and the object of shelter, then he would have taken shelter. But that's the point, that he didn't consider. He considered him as a mortal enemy. Like Duryodhana also tried to, capture Krishna in the Sabha. He said, "Oh, my soldiers, capture him. He's just a coward boy." So, even after seeing so many things, even after hearing so much about Krishna, his unprecedented pastimes, not once, twice, unlimited, but still, because the lack of faith, and one is too much puffed up with one's own self, there is no time for super self. Adanta gobir vishatam tamishram. So, does that make sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, Bhadra Prabhu, you wanted to speak. Sorry for... Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you. Dandavat everybody. We read in the chapter 6, I think it's 5 or 6. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj in so many ways. And Prahlad Maharaj was not injured at all, because Krishna, Govinda was protecting him and Govinda was taking himself. And after that, Hiranyakashipu already realized. He was already afraid, because he said that you are gone to my enemy. You have gone to the camp, you have given to the camp of my enemy. And the example was given about this person who had the son of someone named, I forgot it, and he was taken by Harishchandra, because Harishchandra wanted to sacrifice, and Harishchandra's enemy was Vishwamitra, and Vishwamitra had taken shelter of Vishwamitra, and he was Vishwamitra, Vasishtha Vishwamitra, some of them. We had read that shloka in the previously, and that's why he had taken the shelter of the enemy. That's what that's what he was thinking, Harishchandra. So here the Prahlad Maharaj was saying, Hiranyakaship was saying the same thing to Prahlada, that you have taken the shelter. You have taken the shelter of my enemy, Krishna, Vishnu. So he had kind of that. He was afraid at that time. We read that he was already afraid of that. But then the Sanda and Amarka came as a teacher, and he said, "He's the little boy. Wait a minute, his little boy is little boy. He doesn't understand what he's talking. And as goes older, he's going to change." See, so this is where Hiranyakashipu, as we know, he had conquered everybody practically on the planet, isn't it? So that's what the material energy does to the living entity, and that's why because of this material energy was acting on him, Mahamaya was acting on him, so he forgets. Because one time he was afraid, another side he forgets. Same thing happened with the case of Kamsa. Every time Kamsa, Kamsa sent a demon, and Kamsa killed demon. Krishna killed those demons. And every time Kamsa is just bewildered. He thinks, I'm done with it. This Krishna is not the ordinary boy. But then the same time, the other demons comes and they try to inspire him. And say, no, you know what you have done. Don't be afraid. You see. So this is what here is happening. So that's why he's saying he's aware, but at the same time Mahamaya is acting, and it is plan of the Lord, of course. That Mahamaya is acting on him, and he's thinking, well, there is no. Well, if your Lord is there, show me where is your Lord? Is your Lord in the pillar? So that's what is here mentioning in this shloka. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Sudhir Prabhu would like to read the next verse, and this will be the last for today.
Hare Krishna devotees, and Pranam. Text number 14. I'm very fortunate to get all the association of the devotees on this auspicious day. Text number. Evam durakter muhur ardhayan rasa sutam maha bhagavatam mahasura khadgam pragyahyo patito varasanat stambam tada tibla swa musitina. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Being possessed with anger, Hiranyakashipu, who was very great in bodily strength, thus chastised his exalted devotee son Prahlada with harsh words, cursing him again and again. Hiranyakashipu took up his sword, got up from his royal throne, and with great anger struck his fist against the column. So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So here we can see that how one person, when he is in anger, he loses his intelligence, and he is chastising his own devotee son, great devotee son Prahlada, and now he is ready to struck his the pillar, so that he wants to meet the God himself directly. So we can see that even though Prahlada was small, he was not at all bewildered. He was very, very calm in nature. So we have seen with the Vritsasura story, Indrabhirna story, and so many devotees, even though in great anxiety, they are always equipoised and were never bewildered. That's my understanding. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Hare Krishna, please keep your sound on mute. As Brother Prabhu was mentioning, the story of Shuni Shepa. Shuni Cheva Shapa Keva. That's like a curved tail of a dog. कुत्ते की पूंछ टेढ़ी की टेढ़ी रहती है, ऐसे हिंदी में भी. That the curved tail of a dog, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj says that, like that. Imagine like a curved tail of a dog, and you take a straight stick and then tie it with some strands and stuff. Okay, and after 100 years, open the tail, it will be again curved. So he was thinking, he was calling Prahlad Maharaj to be like that. You are like that curved tail. I have tried so much to do all my strength, all upaya, sarva upaya have been done to, turn him to the demoniac lifestyle. But actually, Hiranyakashipu was like that curved tail. He was lamenting before that because of my harsh words, he will remember, as Shuni Shepa remembered. Shuni Shepa was also a king. He remembered the story that how his father had sold him for some wealth. Now this son of mine, who has so much strength, because all my strength was not sufficient to kill him, and all attempts were made to kill him in the past, we have read that. And then he was in Dirgha Chinta, Hiranyakashipu was in Dirgha Chinta. Great anxiety. Why? Because his strength is more than my strength, and he will kill me in future. Remembering the story of Shuni Shepa, who never forgave his father. because of his father's greed of selling his own son. So now Hiranyakashipu somehow got pacified at that point. After some time had passed, after preaching had been done in the school or the Gurukul, again Hiranyakashipu is doing the same mistake. What? Chastising Prahlad and cursing him with harsh words. Harsh words pierce everyone. But did it pierce Prahlad? No. If I speak harsh words to you and you are in complete bliss, it is like spitting at the sun. So it's a great lesson. A devotee like Prahlad was least disturbed by harsh words. What happens to me when someone speaks harsh words to me? The immediate reaction is tit for tat. How dare you say this to me? You don't know I'm great. You don't know I'm this. You don't know I'm this. But if someone is in complete, transcendental, of course, easier said than done. But again, these are the ideals we have to aspire for. Because material world, the more we aspire, the more we inculcate these qualities, the happier we will be. Because no matter who we are, we will have to deal with harsh words. In family life, in office life, in material life, in society, and spiritual life, etc. Krishna will bring a lot of tests in our lives. So Prahlad Maharaj was dealt very harshly in the past, and now also again, cursing again, harsh words were used, and he just wanted to kill him. That was his only intention, to send him to Yamaraj. We read that before, and for that reason, to show his strength, and Prahlad said, yeah, my Lord is everywhere, what to speak of this pillar? So I say, okay, let me strike this pillar then and see. Trying to see Krishna through blunt senses, not possible. So we will see what happens later when the pillar was struck, when Hiranyakashipu with great anger struck against the pillar. But the lesson here is this, that Prahlad was not affected. We can always remember that spitting at the sun analogy. If I give you this, let's say, pen, until you accept it, it's with whom? It's with me. Same is true with the words. If I speak harsh words, if you don't take it, if you say, then those harsh words are like burning, my own self. So one who is on higher consciousness can easily give up the lower platforms of, oh, he didn't give me respect, oh, she didn't give me respect, oh, I did this seva, but I was not recognized. Even in spiritual life, these things will come, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. But if we are happy in yes, those who derive happiness in others being glorified, they will always be happy. There was a recent quote. Those who derive happiness in others' joy, in others getting name, fame, recognition, in others being glorified, they will always be happy. But this is a very important quote, if we meditate, because if we derive happiness in my glorification, everyone should say he's a senior devotee, everyone should glorify, then I will always be miserable. That's the secret for being miserable. And secret for being happy is seeking joy in others' happiness, in others getting more recognition, seeing others make more spiritual progress. Para sukha sukhi, not para sukha dukhi. Okay, again, I'm just repeating all this for, so I can try to follow this. Easier said than done. But this is what Bhagavatam is teaching us. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us. He was least bothered by all this. He was always remembering Krishna. Any quick questions or comments before we stop today's Bhagavatam discussion?
Just one small comment. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
I can see you on the Zoom. Nice to see all of you, because some of you, I don't know who you all are. Because Sundari Priya Mataji, she speaks all the time. This is the first time I'm seeing her on the Zoom. Ramchandra Mohan, Ramchandra is there, boy. Shyam Sundar's brother is here. Radheshyam's brother is there on the Zoom. How are you doing? Anyhow, so the point here is that, just a small comment, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranya is the gold, Kashipu is the pillow. Huh? Hiranyakashipu is the personification of anger and the greed, isn't it? And because of the anger and the greed is so heavy in him, is so deep within his heart, that after trying to kill so many times his son, he couldn't kill him. And we taught this comment about the house. And then still he is still not convinced that my son is protected by Lord. He's not still convinced. And this is what the nature of this material world is. This is the nature of the material world. When the people have so much wealth, beauty, knowledge, all these things are there, then that make you forget, unless we use it everything in the service of God. Here Hiranyakashipu was the enemy. He was considered Vishnu as his enemy. And that's why he could still not convince after so much try to kill him. So that's what he is trying to do now. Trying to kill again his son. Again. Last try. Let me have a last try now. And there is the pillar. There is your pillar. Son is the Lord is the pillar. Okay. So let's try now. So that's what here is.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments. So we will be transitioning again to the Zoom. Thank you so much to all the Vaishnavas who participated in this Bhagavatam discussion. And we are celebrating this Nirjala Ekadashi program. And the last piece of the program is also Kirtan. So it's almost 9 p.m. We will do some more Kirtan to purify. It's the last stretch. As I said, from 5:30 onwards, we almost started this call. So if you want, you can continue. We are ending the free conference call here, but the Zoom will stay, and same as the ISKCON Tampa Facebook will also continue to be live for next 30-40 minutes. So Granthra Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.